Sub-Saharan Africa faces lots of problems, such as high mortality rates, hunger, poverty, and high poverty levels. There's an increasing population in different countries and even in our country. And this increase of population leads to also a high demand for energy. The common source of energy for most people is through charcoal or firewood. These two contribute to a lot of environmental pollution. So we thought to look for a method to change this and to give back to the community by developing a source of energy that will not only meet the social development goals, but curb environmental pollution. So we devised a $1 million project that seeks to use waste paper, which litters most places and dump sites around, and turn it into a form of energy that not only would curb environmental pollution, but also seek to raise people below the poverty line above the poverty line and give them ways of earning sustainable income. So we call it the paper briquette project. It's paper briquettes. It's a solid mass of paper that's been rolled, and through a manufacturing process, it comes from solid paper to briquettes that can be used to generate heat for different activities domestically and industrially.
Bearing in mind sub-Saharan Africa faces food insecurity, poverty, high maternal mortality, and widespread challenge in achieving the MDGs. Like most developing countries, Kenyan population is growing rapidly while facing the problem of getting a source of energy. Majority are dependent on charcoal from firewood for cooking. Only a few use the liquefied petroleum gas due to high cost of living. However, making charcoal means cutting trees. Therefore, there is a compelling need to find alternative fuel sources and new methods. Our group has initiated a project of making paper charcoal, which has contributed enormously to solving problems and achieving MDGs. Paper is one of the major contributors of solid waste by either weight or volume, yet it is highly recycled. This led to the introduction of a $1 million project known as the paper briquettes. Paper briquettes are simply small balls that are made out of waste paper materials, that is, newspaper, carton tissues, tissue papers, among others. As the world is encountering many challenges due to the modernization through sophisticated ideas, we thought of looking for a simple idea to better the lives of almost everyone, preventing cases of class rivalry in Kenya, Africa, and beyond.
Our vision as the paper briquettes group was to ensure polarization is no longer a problem in the world, especially in the third world countries, by alleviating poverty and gender inequality. Our mission was to improve the living standards of people by creating employment opportunities and reducing fuel consumption by providing other sources and alternative sources of energy, notwithstanding the empowerment of women and the youth, both socially and economically. The paper briquettes technology is a social responsible business. So we give back to the community. And how do we do this? We decided to go to local groups and local community-based organizations and introduce this technology there. One of the beneficiaries, which we'd like to highlight, is a community-based organization called Positive Life Kenya that helps women and youth who are poor and also suffer from HIV/AIDS.
Our activities with Positive Life Kenya started by us sensitizing and educating the local women groups on how to make this paper briquette technology. First and foremost, we taught them the procedures of making the paper briquettes and also the advantages and merits that come with it. Some of the advantages that we showed them were the environmental conservation measures and how it helps to conserve the natural environment. In addition, we showed them how cheap it can be to acquire the local fuel to be used at home for their local uses.
The paper briquette technology after educating them on this, it served as a income generation avenue. They were able to get employment by selling of the briquettes. The income earned was able to help them alleviate the poverty, improving of living standards because the money generated was able to cater for various needs. Bearing in mind that the members of Positive Life Kenya are some of the afflicted members of the community with HIV and AIDS, they are able to attain medication which improved their performance economically and socially. Also, we have the youth and children of the women in Positive Life Kenya. They were able to go to school to the sale of paper briquettes. Paper briquettes also, by the bringing about of the jobs and the employment, it helped them do other activities. For example, now they could generate more income from paper briquette technology and building small-scale businesses. The paper briquette technology has really helped the members of Positive Life Kenya to empower themselves economically.
Through Positive Life Kenya, we've been able to tackle various social crimes such as theft and prostitution. This is because the women and the groups that we do our activities with have been able to occupy it by the selling and activities of the paper briquette technology, and as such they've been able to stabilize their families and they've been able to educate their children, and street children have been greatly minimized in the streets, since street children are the most vulnerable members of the community to social vices such as rape and such cases. Rape has been greatly minimized and prostitution has become a matter of the past. Secondly, the HIV AIDS infected people and women have been able to stabilize their families, and they've been able to rise above social stigmatization since they engage in the activities of paper briquette selling.
You've heard about the economic impacts and the social impacts from my fellow founders of this $1 million project known as the paper briquette technology. And you've also seen our efforts locally and at a national level. So through our school, we were introduced to this program that was founded in 2002, which is known as the Students for the Advancement of Global Entrepreneurship, abbreviated as SIGE, and driven by the words of our school prayer that we need to be men who are strong in body, mind and character, men who will impact Kenya, Africa and beyond. We thought that through this idea we're going to curb the vices that are there worldwide or globally. Remember, poverty is not an accident. It is man-made, and it can be eradicated by the actions of human beings. Thank you.